Welcome from Dan O'Hagan to Asuncion, World Cup qualifying match day 4 as Paraguay play host to Bolivia at the Estadio Defensores del Chaco. Let's first confirm tonight's starting teams. Paraguay, 5 alterations from defeat in Peru. Bruno Valdez returns at right back. Celso Ortiz wins his first cap in a year in midfield, alongside Rodrigo Rojas, who was recalled in September after 5 years. Edgar Benitez wins cap number 50, alongside Lucas Barrios, preferred tonight to Nelson Aido Valdez. Bolivia too make 5 changes, in the main due to suspension. Jorge Flores wins only his second cap. The Bejarano cousins, Diego and Danny, both return. Chesmani Campos reclaims the number 10 shirt from Rudy Cardoso, and Ronald Higuino comes in as what appears to be a third centre-back. Rodrigo Romayo leads the attack. 2 goals against Venezuela on Thursday. His father scored the last time Bolivia won an away qualifier 22 years ago. Well, these the 2 benches. Raul Bobadilla impressed as a sub in Peru on Friday. Bolivian Gustavo Pinedo's last cap was over 8 years ago. In the table, Ecuador well on the way with 4 wins from 4 games. Paraguay begin a point ahead of Bolivia. The top 4 qualify. Position 5 plays off against the top side from Oceania. Well, Julio Cesar Valdivieso in the team the last time they won an away qualifier Bolivia. That was in Venezuela in July of '93. And this player's father, William Romayo, was among the scorers in that 7-1 away success. Ramon Diaz is the coach of Paraguay these days. And Celso Ortiz of the Dutch side AZ returns after a year's absence in their midfield tonight. Well, a clear and mild night in Asuncion. Paraguay's bench again today includes Raul Bobadilla along with Nelson Aido Valdez. They do have a pretty useful strike force on the bench as a plan B tonight. Bolivia are shorn of a host of players with bans for 2 yellow cards, and also missing today the Swedish-born Martin Smedbier Delens, who is injured too with a rather nasty knee ligament complaint. The Venezuelan Jose Argote is the referee tonight. And we're almost set and ready to go here in Asuncion, where Bolivia have never won in their entire World Cup history. They have reached just the 1 World Cup, of course, Bolivia in 1994. Paraguay missed the last one, but it had been to the previous 4 until 2014. We are underway then, match day 4 of 18, the long haul of World Cup qualification in South America. Paraguay, who began well with 4 points from their first 2 games, then that setback last week in Peru, a 1-0 defeat in Lima, which has just given their campaign's complexion a slightly tainted hue. Bolivia with 3 points, 1 win and 2 defeats so far. That win at home to Venezuela in their last game on Thursday. Here's Paulo da Silva, the captain and most capped player ever for Paraguay. In here to Edgar Benitez. Well, both teams with those 5 alterations, 2 much changed teams tonight for this one. And the ball here for Paraguay is Rodrigo Rojas. Wouldn't fall there for Dolis Gonzalez. The clearance from Flores charged down. Here's Diego Bejarano. Well, a good noise too. It's far from full, the Defensores del Chaco tonight, but those who are here are making a terrific noise. On the throw here, Miguel Zamudio. Lucas Barrios recalled to the attack today alongside Dario Lescano for Paraguay. The first game of the campaign, a success away in Venezuela, 1-0. Then a goalless draw here with Argentina, which was a really impressive display. And it all rather fell apart in Lima a few days ago. They had never won there before, so maybe not a great surprise. In the same way that Bolivia have never won here in Paraguay in 50 years of trying. Flores in here for Bolivia, whose away World Cup record is truly shocking. They've taken just 5 points from the last 44 World Cup qualifiers away from their own country, which is an awful record. That last away win, July of '93 in Venezuela. What a win, 7-1, and nothing since. Here is Bruno Valdez. Didn't play the last game, but did begin the first 2 qualifiers for Paraguay. In here to Celso Ortiz. Ortiz playing really because they have lost Victor Cáceres, who's had to go back to Qatar with his club on for personal reasons this week. Away by Paulo da Silva here for Paraguay. It's come though to Walter Vaizaga. Flores. Flores as well, only his second cap, the left back today for Bolivia. Now Bruno Valdez. Well, Paraguay had a shocking World Cup campaign for Brazil 2014. They were the bottom nation of the 9 to attempt qualification from this region for the last World Cup, having qualified for the previous 4 tournaments. Really was an out of sorts Paraguay who played the last qualifiers, but one or 2 brighter signs and an evolving team as well. One or 2 of the old guard have moved on. The likes of Roque Santa Cruz not in this squad, and it is an evolving and developing Paraguayan team. Goalkeeper is evidence of that too. Anthony Silva preferred these days to the veteran Justo Villa. Aguilar out here to Miguel Zamudio. Aguilar and Zamudio both based with the same club, Club America in Mexico. Edgar Benitez, held up by Diego Bejarano, one of the 2 cousins in the 11 tonight for Bolivia. Aguilar. Late challenge here, and referee on the spot very quickly indeed here, Jose Argote from Venezuela. Maybe challenge here by Dani Bejarano. There's the younger of the 2 cousins. Both play with the same club in Greece, Panathinaikos. Edgar Benitez. Lescano. Between 2, it's going to break here now for Zamudio. Bolivia defend this one well. Dani Bejarano. Well, a fairly cagey first 5 minutes have gone by in Asunción so far. There is Ramon Diaz, the 4th coach they've had in 4 years since Tata Martino moved on. It's been a very hot seat of late, the Paraguayan coach's job, and Julio Cesar Valdivieso, the man who leads Bolivia these days, and it's his first World Cup crack too. He was only appointed in August, and in their team which played their only World Cup finals in the USA back in '94. Romayo. All given away here by Vaizaga. Now Derlis Gonzalez. Really promising young player, Derlis Gonzalez, on the books of Dynamo Kiev these days, having joined them from Basel. Puts the pressure on here. He's won the first corner too. Oh, fairly handled the Trumacero. Now Asunción has its collective voice raised. Corner here for Paraguay. Real phalanx to aim for here too for this first corner into Da Silva. Now Lucas Barrios. First sustained spell of Paraguay pressure here in these first 6 minutes. Now to Derlis Gonzalez. Full of potential promise. And here he's got nothing but a goal kick for Bolivia. Had a good first season so far with the Dynamo Kiev in Ukraine. Of course, playing in the Champions League for them in Europe. He was playing for Basel in the same competition last year too and did well, and only moved to Kiev. The winning goal too for Paraguay on match day 1 away in Venezuela last month. This is match day 4 of 18 in the qualifying competition. Top 4 qualify as of right, and then 5th place plays off against the Oceania qualifying winners. Jasmani Campos. Here now come Bolivia with the first striker goal from them. Well off target though from Dani Bejarano, who's never scored in his 13 previous caps. Bolivia's last game on Friday was a 4-2 win over Venezuela at home, their first points of the Russia 2018 campaign. Here's Fernando Martelli, he's lost out, now it's come to Lescano, wide hit to Derlis Gonzalez. Easy claim for Daniel Vaca in goal for Bolivia. Vaca at 37, winning only his 14th cap tonight. One of 5 players in the 11 who played for the strongest in Bolivia, one of the more famous clubs in the Bolivian Championship. It's been Valdivieso's first choice since he became coach. Veizaga. Now Eduard Centeno. Lucas Barrios for Paraguay. Valdez here for Rojas. Just a knock here for the Swiss-based Dario Lescano. Only his 3rd cap, the striker today. He's had a good scoring season so far in the Swiss League with 9 in 9 matches, though he's just served an 8-game ban for pushing a referee. Plays for Luzerne in the Swiss League. Here's Da Silva. Rojas. Aguilar. Possession so far is being dominated by Paraguay, no great surprise there. Da Silva. Into Derlis Gonzalez, who turns cleverly here and couldn't find a way beyond the last man, who was Eduard Centeno. Chumacero. Jasmani Campos. And goes to Silva, breaks here though for Chumacero, infield to Dani Bejarano. Chumacero went in there heavily with Celso Ortiz. Play goes on here, it's a through ball towards Ramallo. Breaks back for Diego Bejarano. Here's Ramallo again for Bolivia. It's their first real spell in the Paraguayan final third, and now the injuries can be dealt with by the medical teams. Ortiz felt the full force of, I think, Chumacero's challenge, and I think the Paraguayans, the one who's come off the worst of the two here. It's a proper 50-50, but the studs are up there, aren't they, from Chumacero over the top of the ball. And there you see the studs raised down the ankle. Apology offered there from Alejandro Chumacero. He made his club debut at 15 for the strongest in Bolivia. Now at the age of 24, winning his 29th cap tonight. Only 1 goal, that came in a qualifier at home to Peru 3 years ago. Will be given as a drop ball here, which won't be contested as they so seldom are these days. So this is a key game, of course, given that we go into the qualifying hiatus until March. So this is a chance to go into the break with the victory in points and optimism. That's on here by Lescano. Ortiz, no damage done from that challenge with Chumacero. That's Bruno Valdez. Dani Bejarano into Romayo. Aguilar got there first. And goal is Anthony Silva of Independiente Medellin in Colombia. That's been the preferred choice since the end of the Copa America when Justo Villar was still number one. Villar is on the bench at the age of 38 tonight. And his days are clearly maybe coming to an end now for Paraguay as their first choice goalkeeper. Foul here on Edgar Benitez. On the Argentine Ramon Diaz, who 10 years back had a brief stay in England with fourth tier Oxford United, you may recall or may not. And by Bruno Valdez here. Well, the bouncing ball might favour Edgar Benitez. It really shouldn't have done a mistake there by Diego Bejarano, the elder of the two cousins. Edgar Benitez here, overlap offered from Samudio. Corner one off Dani Bejarano. The two cousins who played together in Greece. Feature in the last game with Venezuela, but recalled to the squad tonight. Corner left here for Celso Ortiz. Indeed, too deep though for Lescano here. Has to chase back and funnel back for Paraguay. Into Edgar Benitez. Up goes Aguilar. That'll be a corner too. Carried behind, was it, by the goalkeeper? Maybe not. Well, there's a goal kick here for Daniel Vaca. Aguilar stayed forward here and he was onside, just. That's a play besides the referee's assistant on this near side. A yellow card shown to Dani Bejarano here for Bolivia. They've shown dissent to the referee, and hence the game's first caution goes for Dani Bejarano for Bolivia. Valdez attacks the space here. Bruno Valdez crosses towards Lescano, but Vaca's safe hands, good claim. Well, Daniel Vaca, who let in 7 against Argentina in a friendly match in September of this year, he shows really safe and secure handling in the 6-yard box. Funny how one result can change a campaign's feel for Paraguay. They were really flying after the first 2 games, 4 points on the board from the win over Venezuela, the draw here with Argentina, but that defeat in Lima on Friday has just maybe put 1 or 2 seeds of doubt in Paraguayan minds, at least having seen the nation do so poorly in the last qualifying campaign for Brazil. Here is Flores for Bolivia. Dani Bejarano. Now it's with Ronald Higuino. Higuino on a rare forward run here from the centre-back position. Not playing 3 centre-halves in this formation today, Bolivia. Martelli, Higuino and Centeno, the 3-man defensive units. Change of system here then for Julio Cesar Valdivieso. Edgar Benitez, strong play here. And then a foul by the booked already, Dani Bejarano. He must be careful. He is aggressive, he's tenacious, he's dogged. He'll be overly so on this evidence. Was given a red card in his last club game, by the way, in October for Panathinaikos in Greece. Celso Ortiz into the orbit now of Bruno Valdez. Da Silva, captain winning tonight, his 131st cap to extend his national record, but all given away here by Paraguay. And then by Bolivia too, to Lescano. Into traffic, and it's won by Dani Bejarano here for Bolivia. No foul this time against him. Couldn't quite sit down there for Jasmani Campos. With a fairly brisk tempo so far to this one. On the ball here is Pablo Aguilar. And Miguel Zamudio will know each other's games well from their club connection in Mexico. Here is Zamudio. Aguilar sets off here. And then from behind Lescano was caught, but no free kick given here by the referee from Venezuela. Here's Diego Bejarano. Edgar Benitez tracks back again, no foul given here. Referees, when he can let in the game flow, and he's done well with that so far in these first 19 minutes. Zamudio through, no flag, but easy pickings here for Daniel Vaca. Zamudio, now the other fullback, Valdez. Handball by Jasmani Campos. Well, the local press didn't hold back this week in the criticism of the team after the defeat in Lima. It was a very poor display by Paraguay in that 1-0 defeat on Friday in Peru. No great surprise they've made 5 team alterations. There is Campos. It's a clever ball now to find Flores. Flores up against Da Silva. And Da Silva tug back, free kick. Da Silva's international career began some 15 years ago now, July 2000. He's the most capped of all time. He is still a key figure at 35. He plays with Toluca in Mexico these days, though of course has had spells all over the place, Da Silva. At least with England's at Sunderland a few years ago as well, you may remember. One of his more successful stops on his journey, but nonetheless had a couple of seasons up on Wearside. Well, this I think will be a final calm down to Dani Bejarano. Was booked earlier. Jasmani Campos has a problem in the meanwhile here for Bolivia. Bolivia, that's only World Cup '94 when they lost all 3 games, didn't they, in the USA? But their only experience in recent years of the World Cup finals. Well, Campos here is in trouble, isn't he? The medical team are taking a long time over this. Only back in the team today. He missed the last qualifier, but he may have to come off here inside the game's first quarter. Would be a big miss too. He is their chief playmaker, is Jasmani Campos. He's in Kuwait these days in club football with Kazma. Would be his, well, it is his 32nd cap. He scored twice in his first 31, but not for a couple of years. And Campos off here for further consideration, or maybe replacement. Imagine maybe Damian Lizio would be the likely replacement, the Argentinian-born player from Bolivar, who did start the last game with Venezuela. Rojas. And Miguel Zamudio for Paraguay. Ortiz. Well, Lescano caught here by, well, it's gone against Paraguay actually. Free kick won by Diego Bejarano, and now that change will be made. It's going to be Campos off, and indeed it is going to be Damian Lizio coming on. It'll be Lizio's 10th cap. He is Argentinian born. Indeed was Argentinian capped until under 20 level. Began his career with River Plate in Buenos Aires. So Campos makes way after, what, 23 minutes. And Damian Lizio comes on. Another man who's been all over the globe with his football career in Argentina and Spain and Cyprus, Kuwait and Chile. Playing now with Bolivar in Bolivia. Romayo off balance, comes here to Dani Bejarano. Silva there as the metronomic presence, just make sure there was nothing on there for Bolivia. To Miguel Zamudio. Oh, given away here. Veizaga. Now Jorge Flores in trouble. Covers well enough though. Away from the lunging Valdez, and then from the challenge from Rojas as well. And to home whistles, the decision has gone Bolivia's way. In by Jorge Flores. Lizio. Chumacero. Lizio. Dani Bejarano. A decent spell here for Bolivia. And they take the sting of Paraguay in this first half. Get to the first base camp, half-time at 0-0. And build from there. Only took 2 points away from home in the last World Cup campaign from 8 matches. Haven't taken more than 2 points in a qualifying campaign since the successful campaign for USA 94 away from home. And Delis Gonzalez here wins a corner for Paraguay. Only a throw actually given here by the referee's assistant. Throw taken by Bruno Valdez. In towards Lescano, it's going to come to Lescano here. That's off the challenge of Martelli. And here come Bolivia, Chumacero. To the far side, all the fans wearing the replica shirts. And ball given here. And there is the new player, Damian Lizio, number 10. His only goal came a year ago in a win over Venezuela in a friendly match, 3-2. They've done a good trade on the replica shirts in Asunción, haven't they, tonight? On the far side, all the fans, it seems, in the red and white. Goes Romayo here for Bolivia. Valdez told off for pinching 1 or 2 extra metres here down that touchline. Ortiz, now Aguilar for Zamudio. Has to get there too, he has. And the ball to release Edgar Benitez, but again it's easy here for Daniel Vaca. Not seen much so far of Lucas Barrios or Dario Lescano, the front two today for Paraguay. Surprised that they didn't start here with Raul Bobadilla, the German-based striker who did so well when he came on in the last game with Peru. I'm sure Bobadilla would be the likely plan B at some point for Paraguay tonight. Work here from Chumacero. Lizio. Lizio has been dispossessed here by Celso Ortiz. No real flow to this first half as yet. This is Romayo. Lizio. Alejandro Chumacero. Vezaga. Eguinho. More goalless so far, and Bolivia at the moment are able to frustrate and just to stifle this Paraguayan team, aren't they, in these first 29 minutes? Most of them contained up to now. Here's Barrios with Centeno. Zamudio, good ball in here to find Lescano. Valdez. Delis Gonzalez chasing. He's quick. Very quick is Delis Gonzalez. To Benfica, then to Basel, now to Dynamo Kiev. In his third European club, he's enjoying his spell too in Europe. He's only, even now, just 21 years old. The team that made the semi-finals of the Copa America in Chile this year. One of the runners-up, of course, to the previous one in 2011 in Argentina. Took fourth place in the summer's competition. Centeno. Mind you, Bolivia too, they made their first quarter-final since '97 this summer. To maybe green shoots and a yellow card shown here to Rodrigo Rojas. Challenge there with Walter Weizaga. And the first yellow card to a Paraguayan player goes for Rojas for this. In his first appearance of the qualifying competition, he's winning his fourth cap tonight. He had to wait some 5 years between his second and third. Half an hour gone in Asunción, goalless between Paraguay and Bolivia on match night 4 in World Cup qualification in South America. Here's Lescano. Miguel Zamudio. Say now a concern would be the lack of goals from Paraguay, just one in their first three qualifiers. Was the winner in Venezuela, but then blanks here against Argentina and away on Friday against Peru. So maybe that lack of goals, that lack of a cutting edge, maybe they're undoing in this campaign. Away by goalkeeper Anthony Silva towards Lucas Barrios. Here is Celso Ortiz for Delis Gonzalez. Gonzalez crosses for Barrios, away by Martelli. Corner here for Paraguay. Have to find a way, he sends to involve Delis Gonzalez more on that right-hand side. He's normally a left winger for his club in Ukraine. Given a right-wing role tonight. Here comes the corner, met by the striker Romayo, away for Bolivia. Rodrigo Rojas back into the danger area. Bolivia's away record in World Cup qualifiers. You go back now over the last 48 away matches over what, 22, 23 years. They've won just one of them. One of 48. Plus, I think 6 draws in that time. It's a pretty thin record. Here's Barrios now for Derlis Gonzalez. Rojas. De Silva. Well, Paraguay have had the possession, but if you give them top marks for their organisation, not giving any space away here, not allowing them to make chances, holding them very much at arm's length in these first 33, 34 minutes. Edgar Benitez. He'll take on the shot from distance. Aiming to crown cap number 50 here with a landmark goal. Would have been his 10th for the national team. Took on the shot from distance and maybe was the wrong decision. Playing these days, Gonzalez, Benitez with Querétaro in Mexico. Only 3 club goals since June though for him. In the greatest of form before these World Cup qualifiers. Foul here by Lescano. We've spent now the last 8 years in the Swiss League with 3 different clubs. He's found his best form for sure though with his current side, Luzerne. Well, that lack of goals for Paraguay still in evidence. Not scored since the last 5 minutes of the matchday 1 game in Venezuela. Late winner from Derlis Gonzalez, their only goal so far on the road to Russia. No doubt the team's belief took a huge hit after the last campaign, that bottom place finish in the Brazil 2014 campaign. Aguilar back to Anthony Silva. Edgar Benitez. Cleared by Guino. Now the chase on for the only attacker really up there, for Bolivia, Ramallo. Barrios there with a nudge in the back of Diego Bejarano. Free kick for Bolivia. If we saw that cheeky nudge there from the Paraguayan striker. He won the Bundesliga twice in his days under Jurgen Klopp at Borussia Dortmund. Another player who's got many stamps in his footballing passport. Playing now for Palmeiras in Brazil. 4 in 12 in the Brasileiro this season for Palmeiras. Had a good season last year in France too with Montpellier. 11 goals in Ligue 1 in 31 matches last season. Playing his 33rd cap for Paraguay. 9 to half time, goalless in Asunción. Frustrating half so far for Ramon Diaz's team. Chumacero. Both coaches played in World Cups. That'll be Valdivieso, of course, for Bolivia in '94, and Diaz for Argentina back in '82. And they take their teams here to the World Cup finals in Russia. On the chase here, Miguel Zamudio is going to get there too as well here for Paraguay. Zamudio's cross, met though and cleared by Martelli. Ortiz into the path of Derlis Gonzalez here, who's gone for goal as well. He clips the bar from Derlis Gonzalez, by far Paraguay's best first half moment this. Ortiz heads through and then the shot taken early, and yeah, clips the bar. Derlis Gonzalez goes close to a Paraguay breakthrough. Great technique in the early shot. Had Vaca surprised in goal. Wouldn't have got there. Well, a warning shot there fired across the bows for Bolivia. Derlis Gonzalez has been certainly Paraguay's most likely in this first half, and there he goes closest with a shot against the angle of post and bar. Here's Aguilar for Paraguay. Into the path of Bruno Valdez. Good work here by Bruno Valdez. Celso Ortiz. Ortiz clipped in here for Lucas Barrios. Oh, and the bouncing ball is wide. Almost there, the non-connection, almost deceived. Keeper Vaca, who's committed to this. Barrios left it, so did the goalkeeper. One or two better and brighter moments in this half now late on for Paraguay. There was no free kick given for that challenge by Flores. Aguilar. Zamudio sets up here the left back. Zamudio's ball into the orbit of Barrios now for Benitez, and that's cleared away by Centeno for Bolivia, who are just looking at the moment rather stretched defensively. These are better minutes for Paraguay now as the half wears on. Maybe have found their rhythm, found their confidence again. Edgar Benitez. Ortiz, glorious control here from Celso Ortiz. Edgar Benitez comes back for Zamudio here. Into the crowd of bodies, comes back though to Bolivia's possession. Here's Dani Bejarano. Lizio. Rare Bolivian counter-attack here. Lizio up against Paulo da Silva. Da Silva stoic. The Benitez rather casual, very casual. Back with Lizio again. Chumacero. Ortiz has had an efficient first half. The winning only his first cap in a year. Lescano. Now it's Bruno Valdez. Lescano goes again here. They'll try again. Lescano pulls back here for Rodrigo Rojas. His cross in away by Diego Bejarano, and now Bolivia can clear, but not all that convincingly. Well, back to Paraguay's possession again straight away. Late first half pressure, no goals to show yet. Here's Derlis Gonzalez. Paulo da Silva. Miguel Zamudio. Lots of play, Bolivia's throw in. And here, more pressure from Paraguay. Final ball was never quite there, was it? Anxious, nervy, edgy, but in the end, effective defensive play from Bolivia. Ortiz, long ball now for the chasing Lescano here. Rather too tight. It's Chumacero. Damian Lizio. Chumacero back here now to Diego Bejarano. Half-time now is barely 2.5 minutes away, plus I imagine maybe a minute of added time. Bolivia's game plan here, I think, is to stifle and to frustrate. It's been effective so far for them. Paraguay at the moment, and able to break them down. De Silva. Out here to Miguel Zamudio for Paraguay. Zamudio. Aguilar. Aguilar comes a long way here, now finds Edgar Benitez. Goes outside and wins a corner. Might a set piece be the best way to break down this determined and dogged Bolivian defence in this first half. So the decision to go with the three centre-backs has paid off so far for them. On the corner, Celso Ortiz here for Paraguay. In by Ortiz. Aguilar's header, simple catch for Daniel Vaca. 12 yards out. Aguilar, whose last goal came against El Salvador, came around 2.5 years ago. 4 goals in his previous 24 caps. Flores. Silva. Helped on by Lescano towards Barrios. Should be cleared away here by Fernando Martelli. Miguel Zamudio here. Is there a late chance here to open the scoring in this first half for Paraguay? It's Miguel Zamudio. Edgar Benitez. Ortiz, as the board shows there from the fourth official, Nolan Escalante, an extra minute, which we are now inside. And this set piece may be the last chance for the goal for a half-time lead here for Paraguay. Well, Vaca has thus far been very underused in goal for Bolivia. No saves to make, just that one strike against the bar really from Derlis Gonzalez from a tight angle. Here comes that set piece. It's come a long way here. Here's De Silva. His only 2 goals came in 11 minutes in a game against Chile in Santiago 8 years ago. There's only 2 goals in 130 previous caps. It's a World Cup qualifier. Here a rare glimpse of goal for De Silva. This one though clears the bar by a long distance. Well, half-time in Bolivia have their game plan right so far. They've very much stifled Paraguay in this first half. Chances in very short supply for both teams. The best one came for Paraguay. A strike from Derlis Gonzalez, which came back off the angle of post and bar. Bolivia have had to dig in deep and defend well, and they've done that so far. At the break in Asunción, we are goalless. Half-time score here. It is Paraguay 0, Bolivia 0. got things right. A team who've taken just 5 points from their last 44 away World Cup qualifiers, holding Paraguay here, for whom their shot-shy nature of recent matches has again been evident. Just 1 goal now in their first 3.5 qualifiers in this campaign. And that was back on match day 1 in Venezuela. And a change here in attack for Bolivia. They're going to send on Yasmani Duk in place of Rodrigo Romayo. Yasmani Duk, who has scored 5 in 11 this season for his club side Sport Boys, the current leaders of the Bolivian Championship. Only his 4th cap tonight. He's yet to score for the national team. Debut came against Uruguay in October. He has begun the first 2 qualifiers. He's now coming on here, played a part in all 4. Off we go then for the second half then, with Bolivia with that attacking change. With the Duk on for Romayo for the second half. Can they maybe add a goal to their otherwise impressive display defensively so far? Here is Paraguay's best attacker in the first half, Derlis Gonzalez, chasing on. It's going to be given as a corner here in the first, 20-odd seconds of the first half, of the second half rather. Gonzalez in the first half was their danger man, hit the bar with the best strike. And here his pressure earns a corner, as that change on screen confirmed with Romayo off, replaced by Yasmani Duk for the second half of Bolivia. In comes that corner towards Da Silva, and then Edgar Benitez from the tight angle fires over the bar. Certainly a punchy and positive second half start here by Paraguay. Keeper Vaca not convincing. Benitez off balance over the bar. Towards Duk, and Duk gets the free kick too for Bolivia here. Bolivia did put 4 past Venezuela in their last game on Thursday night. That was their first win of this qualifying competition. Through ball here from Lizio towards Duk. They have now made 2 of their allowed 3 changes, having in the first half had to bring on Lizio in place of Yasmani Campos. And when Paraguay will look to roll the dice and maybe turn to the likes of Raul Babadir or maybe Nelson Aido Valdez again to offer a goal threat. Here's Lescano. Lescano still. After all his good form in the Swiss League this season, he's yet to score for Paraguay. This is Lescano's 3rd cap. Made his debut as a starter in the draw here with Argentina last month. Headlong by Vaca. Won by Aguilar. Here's Rojas. Not too long that for Edgar Benitez. Throw taken by Diego Bejarano here for Bolivia. For all their awful record away from home, they have in the last 2 campaigns taken draws away at both Brazil and Argentina. This is Chumacero. Beizaga on the stretch here Diego Bejarano. The decision has gone his way as well here. The assistant gave the call, and the referee will give the card here too. Yellow card coming from Jose Argote against defender Pablo Aguilar. Maybe there, yeah, just a little, maybe a stamp there, yeah, from Aguilar. And it's in a caution. And gives Bolivia a free kick in a position to have some menace here to Aguilar in his Paraguayan defence. Diego Bejarano, the injured party, now back on his feet. This free kick has been placed with great consideration by Damian Lizio. And Dani Bejarano waits for it. And one or two anxious Paraguayan fans here. Bolivian set piece. They've not offered too much menace in the attacking third so far tonight, and that won't do too much damage either, that free kick for Bolivia. A point away from home to go with the 3 points taken last week would be a good return from November's two matches rather, for Bolivia. October saw two defeats, both by 2-0 away in Ecuador and at home to Uruguay. Going towards Barrios and arriving here, Lescano! What a chance! What a chance for his first goal for his country. Not to be just now for Dario Lescano, but that was by far Paraguay's best chance of the entire game so far. A ball pulled back here for Lescano, who from what, 6-7 yards out, couldn't find the finish. Skies it, and he should have scored. Dario Lescano going to get a better chance than that to get his first goal for his country. That's the new man, Jasmani Duk, who's a huge beanpole of a centre forward. 5 goals this season. He got 12 in 26 last season for Sport Boys. What a chance here though for Lescano for Paraguay. He had to stretch for it, yes, but he was relatively free of green-shirted attention and should have scored. He's had a hamstring gone here. It's going to mean Bolivia's third and final change. It's going to be Erwin Saavedra coming on for just his second cap here. The player of just 19 who made his debut in the win over Venezuela last week. So on for the injured Bejarano, Diego Bejarano. So it is right back for a right back. No great change there in terms of the kind of player he is. He's very much a right back. He played that position in the game against Venezuela, and he'll play that position again tonight. Ortiz. Ortiz for Rojas. Now De Silva. Bruno Valdez. Rodrigo Rojas. Ortiz through here, the queuing up here for Paraguay. Edward Benitez has his attempt clawed away by Vaca. Well, no doubt since half-time they've been much more offensive, haven't they, Paraguay? One or two openings now beginning to present themselves as well as the game wears on. Daniel Vaca, though, that time was alert and aware to the danger in Bolivia's goal. This, though, is Rodrigo Rojas. De Silva. Oh, and here, Duque gets away. It's Yasmani Duque for Bolivia. Is he brought down by the last man? Referee decides no, not even a free kick. Oh, Yasmani Duque got away there after some very loose defensive, casual defensive play from Paraguay. And Coach Valdivieso furious. Not even a free kick from Jose Argote. Big call here by the Venezuelan referee. He decides no foul. Had it been so, it was surely a red card for the last man. Now the fourth official must calm things down too on the touchline, because Bolivia are absolutely furious. In by Derlis Gonzalez. And Duque does his defensive job. Rojas. Samudio. Derlis Gonzalez. Behind for a corner, Jorge Flores. And the game has really come to life in the second half. But should the home team be a man down, and should Bolivia be maybe a goal up? Big decision by referee Argote of Venezuela. Ortiz here with his corner then for Paraguay again. The pushing and shoving here goes on in the penalty area. Corner taken here by Celso Ortiz for Paraguay. There's a massive bodies to aim for here for Ortiz, and referee was happy there was no more pushing and shoving, but the delivery was awful there from Ortiz, and now the whistles and jeers. Ortiz, the player whose pocket was picked to by Duque. Now does Ortiz bring him down here? Well, there is a hand on the shoulder there for me from the Paraguayan man, just there. And Duque was brought down, but nothing given, not even a free kick here. If it was given, then Ortiz had to go, surely. How big a decision might that prove in this game from referee Jose Argote? Bruno Valdez. Lescano. Corner for Paraguay. Off Eduard Zenteno this time. Really a chance there, Vaca alert. Now the game open. We are now getting at least one or two chances, unlike the first half. Here comes the corner, flicked on two into a dangerous area. And booted clear by Aguino here for Bolivia. Now Saavedra. And this flick on into that crowd of bodies. And Bolivia had enough defensive awareness to make sure the danger was short-lived. Only Saavedra's second cap, the player from Bolivar. And the team had played the South American Under-20 Championship in Uruguay back in January, and Bolivia suffered a first phase exit. Foul here on Lescano by Aguino. Edgar Benitez takes the free kick here, and Barrios goes down in the box, appeals for something. Nothing given. Only a throw here for Paraguay. Well, the hour mark is fast approaching. In by Bruno Valdez. On by Barrios. Here's Ortiz. Rojas. Now Bolivia break with Yasmani Duk. Now suddenly it's 3-on-3 here. Duk goes on. And Duk keeps on running here for Bolivia. Yasmani Duk! Oh, he scored! Wow! Where's that come from? Paraguay 0, Bolivia 1. Yasmani Duk on at half-time has made a big difference and has scored the opening goal. A nation who've not won an away qualifier for 22 years have a one-goal lead in Asunción. It's a classic counter. And Duk here leads from the front. He sets off here from his own half and would not be denied. Kept on going, kept on running, and then unloads. Off the post in. Paraguay 0, Bolivia 1. July 93, their last away qualifying win. That run might end tonight. 44 winless games, but a one-goal lead here in Asunción. Paraguay 0, Bolivia 1. Who saw that coming? And Valdivieso celebrates an unlikely lead. They've never won in Paraguay before. That run might end tonight. Here comes Valdez. An hour gone. Bolivia on course maybe for a famous away victory. Paraguay call for a change. Winger Oscar Romero comes on here. Player based with the Racing Club in Argentina. They need inspiration from somewhere here, Paraguay. Romero's first job, take the corner. In by Romero here, goalkeeper Vaca hasn't got there. Has to now. And deflected off the line. Here's Da Silva. And the goalkeeper fumbles. Lescano scores! And Bolivia's lead snatched away within seconds. It's Dario Lescano's first goal for Paraguay. And that scare for now averted. It was scruffy, scrappy, untidy, but the locals don't care. Da Silva's header here was clawed away, then fumbled by the goalkeeper, and Lescano gobbles up the scraps, and Bolivia's lead lasted barely a couple of minutes. Dario Lescano's first goal for Paraguay. It saves the blushes for now. Just their second goal of this campaign, 1-1 in Asunción. Well, Duk's opener is quickly chalked off. And did Bolivia switch off? Here's Da Silva. Rojas. Here that through ball. Offside the decision. Well, Paraguay, can they win the game now, having been at 1 point? In danger of an embarrassing home defeat to one of the worst travellers in South America, Bolivia. Now back at 1-1. That change confirmed on screen. Romero on, and his corner paid off straight away there with that delivery, which led to the equaliser eventually. Here's Da Silva. Delis Gonzalez. Rojas. Romero's through ball, and Vaca has it. Only 2 minutes between the two goals. Bolivia's lead ripped away in rapid fashion by Paraguay. Responded well, but they do say that a team is at its most vulnerable having just taken the lead, and that was maybe the case there for Bolivia. Had to get their heads right, get their focus right, get the concentration back. They didn't on the court. Game has come to life in a big way though, hasn't it, since half-time. It was a poor first half, second half anything but. Derlis Gonzalez. That's a promising cross, it's a fabulous goal. And Lucas Barrios has Paraguay in front. Well, that goal really was the wake-up call for Paraguay, wasn't it? From 1-0 down to 2-1 up in the blink of an eye. And Bolivia's coach Valdivieso sits crestfallen. His side led, now they trail. Lucas Barrios with the goal made by this delicious, devilish Derlis Gonzalez cross. And it's just cried out, head me in. And that's what Barrios does. Made by Derlis Gonzalez and finished by the head of Lucas Barrios. And Paraguay have responded here brilliantly. And given that kick in the pants, that wake-up call from 1-0 down to 2-1 up, it's now Paraguay who hold the cards in Asunción. Lucas Barrios, Paraguay 2, Bolivia 1. Really good second half now. There is Jorge Flores. 3 goals in barely 6 minutes. This is Licio. Oh, Licio here, good feet. All these qualifiers in this region really disappointing. This, despite the first half being underwhelming, it's really come to life since the restart. Bolivia had the lead, but give Paraguay top marks for the response. Nelson Aido Valdez there among the players in reserve. So to nearest the camera, Jonathan Santana. But no doubt the change to bring on Oscar Romero has already paid off for Paraguay in a big way. Aguilar. Here is Derlis Gonzalez. Da Silva. For here is Jorge Flores for Bolivia. Goes Barrios, is going to run here towards Lescano. Free kick, I think, for the tug on Walter Weizaga. And maybe the same old here for Bolivia. The whiff of defeat suddenly fills the nostrils. Having seen that tantalising lead, that promise of a rare away win in the last barely couple of minutes. Bruno Valdez. Oh, he's lost out here though to Licio. And Licio makes progress, and he's blocked off here, but only given, I think, as a goal kick. And Damian Licio felt he was fouled there by the player who comes across him. It was Paulo da Silva. Paraguay 2, Bolivia 1 in Asunción. Much better second half, that's for sure. Benitez. Just caught there from behind by the sliding Ronaldinho. Jonathan Santana is going to come on here for the Paraguayans. In goes the free kick, and this one's just wide. The diving Aguilar there from the delivery from Romero. Just wide, but not by much here. Another high-quality set piece there from Oscar Romero, and Aguilar couldn't finish. Here's Barrios. On for Derlis Gonzalez. Another shimmering display from a very promising young talent in Derlis Gonzalez, just 21 years old, and he looks like a real player for the future for Paraguay. Today only his 18th cap, and he is already a key figure in this team for Ramon Diaz. Here is Derlis Gonzalez again. Here comes Jonathan Santana. Came on in the last game that defeat to Peru. That was his first cap for over 3 years. Back in favour, back in the squad, and he'll come on here to win Santana his 34th cap. Yes, that cap against Peru was his first since March of 2012, Santana. He's a player who is Argentina born. He's only played 3 seasons of club football in Paraguay, actually. He's played all over the place in Argentina, Germany and Turkey. Now playing with Cerro Porteño here on the outskirts of Asunción. Lucas Barrios for Romero here for Paraguay. Outside he's got Derlis Gonzalez. Romero there sees the run. What a pass that could be. But Vaca alert there with Samudio on rushing. Away will come Saavedra here for Bolivia. Good game though, isn't it? Which is a complete reversal from the first half's cautious play from both teams. Now both are adventurous and really going for this. Benitez, job well done, but Santana on to be maybe a more steady presence in the middle of midfield. This should make it a 7 points from 4 games start for Paraguay, a solid start. Just that blemish in Lima on Friday, the one defeat they've had so far in the campaign. Here's Saavedra. Last 18 minutes. There is Santana. As I say, out of the fold for 3.5 years until his recall this month. Well, can Bolivia save this? 5 draws in their 44 most recent away qualifiers only. Otherwise it's been defeats all the way. Header clear from Flores. Well, here that goal from Duck. It's a wonderful goal too. He just kept on running and then just unloads a rocket which flew past Silva, off the post and in. And at this point Bolivia dared to dream, but maybe lost their concentration, maybe lost their focus, because within 5 minutes they were behind 2-1. Here is Santana. Romero. Clipped across here into the path of Bruno Valdez. Derlis Gonzalez. in by Delis Gonzalez, the cross block to the first opportunity. Last 16 minutes of this qualifier. Paraguay 2, Bolivia 1. Delis Gonzalez, full of ideas, full of running, full of energy still. Romero, who has made a big difference since coming on. His set plays have given Paraguay a different dimension. De Silva. Saavedra, only 19, but shows good confidence there in Saavedra. Dani Bejarano here now for Damian Lizio. Escapes Valdez. Now Santana. Santana into Lucas Barrios. Barrios with a clever ball here. And Lescano's away again here. It's Lescano, on he goes! Chance squandered here by Dario Lescano. There's a chance to put this game to bed, wasn't there, for 3-1 and a 2-goal lead. It should be curtains for Bolivia. Clever ball there to play him in, but yeah, that opportunity comes and goes, and it stays 2-1. It stays a 1-goal game really here for Paraguay. Bolivia stay afloat. Chumacero. Clever play here. Chumacero's ball in is in the end easy pickings for Anthony Silva. Lescano chasing this, but it's going to just run away here for a Bolivia throw-in. Saavedra in for Duck. Still Josmani Duck. We'll see the last change here for Paraguay, and coming on will be Hernan Perez, the player based with Espanyol in Barcelona. And he will come on to replace Delis Gonzalez, who gets a well-earned breather. Perez is a right winger by trade, and certainly Delis Gonzalez is normally a left-sided player, so it'll be very much a case of Perez into his preferred position on the right flank here for Paraguay. Spent the last 6 years on the books of Spanish clubs, had a loan in Greece last year with Olympiacos and the Greek League Cup double with them. 24th cap, debuted 5 years ago. Has scored twice in La Liga for Espanyol this season. Saavedra infield here towards Veizaga. Wouldn't fall for Duck. Vaca has come a long way here. Header picked up though. And it's going to come here to Barrios. Barrios for Lescano. Onto the new player Perez. Hernan Perez. And here the goal for 1-1. The Silva's header really fumbled there by Vaca, shouldn't have been. And Lescano's first goal for his country is hardly one which was too difficult from that range. Third cap, first goal. Chumacero. Little playmaker Chumacero. Can make things happen for Bolivia on his day. He's 5'5", little man who does have ability to open things up. Dani Bejarano. Away from one challenge. Away from a second two in the shape of Santana. I believe you have the belief here to find a second goal. Chumacero, Saavedra. Away by Aguilar. Eguino. Derlis Gonzalez then made the goal for 2-1, a super cross which Barrios just puts away from close range. It's a wonderful delivery here from Derlis Gonzalez though. And Barrios on hand to score his 10th goal for his country in his 33rd cap. 2-1, the complete about-facing fortunes took barely 5 minutes. Lescano. In the centre, Hernan Perez is waiting. And the cross from Aguilar blocked away. It has been hard fought this for Paraguay tonight. They've been the better team in terms of possession really from the first whistle, but his game plan was to sit deep and counter. It really worked too, they got the lead that way. And just lost their concentration for that little spell, that little 4 or 5 minute spell which cost them dearly. Last 10 minutes. Romero. Away by Martelli. And then a foul by Duck. And to go with his goal, he now has a yellow card, Yasmani Duck. High foot into the face of Rodrigo Rojas. So Duck's caution and Paraguay's free kick. Since coming on, Romero's set plays have really given Paraguay a huge shot in the arm. He's scored just the one so far for his country. That was in a friendly with Cameroon before the last World Cup in Austria. He can make the dead ball work though, can Romero. He does have it in his locker. On this free kick, Romero for Paraguay. Maybe the clincher here, if he could score. Which he can't. Joined Espanyol on a free transfer this summer from Villarreal. As I say, he moved to Spain 6 years ago. Romero. That's a strange one. This is Rojas all the way back. And miscontrolled by Zenteno, the captain for Bolivia. Paraguay are under 8 minutes away from the second win in 4 games in this qualifying competition. Began with a win in Venezuela, then that draw here with Argentina, then that defeat last week on Friday in Lima 1-0 to Jefferson Farfan's goal. Here, a 2-1 lead over Bolivia. Throwing one here by Dani Bejarano for Bolivia. This would be a case of 1 win and 3 defeats from their 4 matches so far, and here a push from Duck, who's been booked just seconds earlier. And the raised hand here from Duck was inadvisable in the extreme. Yes, he's fouled there, but then this reaction is risky. Can Bolivia save this? Header on here towards Flores. Lost all of their qualifying matches in Paraguay down the years, Bolivia. Never so much as a point on Paraguayan soil. Hit long by Daniel Vaca. Beyond the head of Lizio. This is Hernan Perez. Perez has pace. He has the ball as well, more importantly. Last 5 minutes. A win's a win in World Cup qualification. Okay, it's not been the best display from Paraguay, not the most free-flowing, but they've shown resolve and determination to get back from a goal down. Here's Miguel Zamudio. Romero's, it's Zamudio who doesn't quite get the return. Next games come in March of next year now. There is a break until next qualifiers. Bolivia next to home to Colombia in La Paz, then they go to Buenos Aires to face Argentina. For Paraguay, their next game is at the leaders, Ecuador, who've won their first 4. Aguilar, he's going to get a second yellow card meanwhile. Well, booked earlier and now sent off. Aguilar will not play the next game in Ecuador then in March, because he's been sent off here for Paraguay. 2 yellow cards, and they may lead here, but they're a player light, and this is why. Clearly he said, or made a gesture out of turn here to referee Algote, and he gets a second caution, and he's off. He'll now miss the next game, which is in Ecuador on March the 24th. Beyond that, their next game at home is to Brazil on March the 29th, but the next game will not feature Aguilar because he's got 2 yellow cards here, and his team are a player short. It must have been for dissent, has to be for dissent. Aguilar sent off, and Paraguay, they may lead the game here, but have to hang on now with 10 players for the last, 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Saavedra. Here's Centeno. Away by Da Silva. Romero's break. Free kick Paraguay. Oh, that's a red card prove expensive tonight. So just give a glimmer of hope to save the game here for Julio Cesar Valdivieso's Bolivia. Here's Lescano. Jonathan Santana. Hernan Perez. Perez here, deflected cross. It'll be a corner. Last touch off Centeno here. It's Paraguay's corner, which again will just eat away a few more seconds on the clock. Acceleration here impressive from Hernan Perez, who since coming on has done well. And their first goal tonight came via a corner from this player, Oscar Romero. This one played short. Romero again here through the legs. He goes on again, he's gone down too, referee looks at it and points only for a goal kick. Through the legs of Flores, he just kept on going here, and the last challenge came in from Centeno, but nothing given for it. Paraguay 2, Bolivia 1. In by Dani Bejarano. Towards Flores. He's put Aguino up there as an auxiliary striker now, the centre-back. They chase the game. Here is Aguino. Referee in the way of it. The Silva clear. We're ticking towards additional time. Not seen the board yet from the fourth official, Escalante. Bolivia have a player down. It's Duck. There'll be 3 minutes which we're now inside. Will Bolivia get one more chance to save this match? Here's how Duck was hurt. Maybe just a case of the knees here coming together, wasn't it? Ian Rojas, just there. Well, it can be painful there, bone on bone as the two knees came together. But Duck has made a difference since coming on, not just the goal he scored, but his all-round contribution, much more than we saw in the first half from Romayo. And here again, I think that red card, I think it was a word he said towards the referee's assistant, which incurred the displeasure of the referee, who went for his second yellow card, and Aguilar was sent off. Silly second caution. Romero here. Bolivia have to save the game, a minute and a half at added time. It's been a fascinating second half. Well worth enduring the first four. Romero. Rojas wide now for Hernan Perez. Lescano's clever ball here for Hernan Perez. And the cross is easy for Vaca now, and that's given away to Bolivia's possession. And we should have kept the ball in the corner flag area there, Paraguay. They have given the ball away, and here come Bolivia. It's Chumacero. Into Lizio. Lizio twists and turns. Last seconds of the match here. It's now or never time for Bolivia. They've won a corner at least, and this will surely be their last opportunity. Set piece against 10 men. And here I'm sure they will load the box with green shirts. It has to come now, if at all. Damian Lizio's corner, and helped on here towards Aguino. And the shot from range is pushed away by Anthony Silva. And that might be the last chance gone for Bolivia to save it. They'll try again here with Flores and with Chumacero. This is it. Last chance is not going to come. The whistle sounds. And Bolivia saw this, their last chance, come and go. Anthony Silva's parry denies them a point. Flores took aim, Silva saved it, and Paraguay here showed huge resolve. They were a goal down to Duck's strike for Bolivia, but back they came to rapid goals. The first for Lescano, the winner, scored by Lucas Barrios, as Bolivia saw their hopes of a first away win for 22 years in the qualifier ripped away by Paraguay's comeback spirit. A cracking second half ends here with 10-man Paraguay winners in the end just. Final score, Paraguay 2, Bolivia 1.